Welcome to Yehewin Yoga. Today is the third part of the series, Befriending Your Body. And today we'll be focusing on gratitude and self-compassion for your body. I invite you to begin by noticing your breath and how you're feeling today. Any areas of openness, tightness. Just noticing and being present with how you are in this moment. Thanking your body for all that it has done before this practice and all that it is about to do. Feeling gratitude for your breath that naturally flows in and out your nose or mouth. Letting each exhale to relax your body more and more into the ground that supports you. On your next inhale, begin to hug in both legs towards your chest. You can find stillness here, or maybe swaying gently back and forth to massage your low back, your spine. Maybe making circles with your back, if that feels comfortable. Noticing your breath. And on your next inhale, begin to circle the knees in opposite directions. Noticing how this feels in your body. Maybe feeling a sensation of a stretch in your hips, your pelvis. Just breathing and noticing. Begin to circle the legs in the opposite direction. Find stillness and drop your feet to the ground. Finding stillness, or maybe windshield wiping the legs back and forth. Moving at a comfortable pace. Just warming the body for a gentle twist. If you like, you can find stillness with the knees on one direction. Find a comfortable placement for your arms. And perhaps gazing the opposite direction that your knees are. Just feeling this gentle twist, maybe straightening the top leg. Just to notice how that feels. Having the intention to have both shoulders grounded on the floor. And inhaling, coming back through center and letting the legs fall in the other direction for a gentle twist. And if you like, you can gaze in the opposite direction of your knees, noticing how this twist feels in your body. Where are you feeling the stretch? If you like, maybe straightening that top leg, or you can also place a hand on the knees. Just letting gravity to do its work as it holds you. And on your next inhale, coming back to center. Maybe rolling to one side, using your arm as a pillow and coming up to sit in whatever way is comfortable. Taking your time to find a comfortable seating position. Maybe that's cross-legged or sitting back in a hero's pose. Inhale the arms overhead, and exhaling, twisting to one side, the hand coming to the thigh. Inhale to lengthen the crown of your head to the ceiling. And exhaling each time to twist. Inhaling the arms back up. And exhaling, twisting to the opposite direction. Feeling length in your spine on each inhale. And twisting on each exhale. Inhale the arms back to center. We're just going to prepare for our cat-cow. So you can either do that seated or come to a tabletop pose. If you're in tabletop, placing your hands below your shoulders and knees below your hips. And inhaling to look up. And exhaling to arch your back. Inhaling to look up. And exhaling to arch the back, center of the spine comes to the sky. Just following the natural rhythm of your breath as you move through this cat and cow. Today we will be focusing on chest openers or heart openers. It's a lot of counteracting the habits that we often have, which is hunting over. So today we can be focusing on opening the chest, letting the shoulders smile. And if you'd like, you can have a wide-legged child's pose as you exhale back, or your knees can also be together if you like. Your head may be on a block, a pillow, or resting on the ground, or your hands. And as you breathe and rest here, knowing that you can always come back to this child's pose at any time in this practice. Inhale, coming back through tabletop. Then just stepping the hands forward a little bit and coming down to your stomachs. Setting up for a baby cobra here. So we'll zip our feet together behind us. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling back to the ground. Inhaling to peel the chest and head off the ground. Exhaling back to the ground. We'll take it once more as you inhale up, maybe looking over your shoulders one at a time. We'll exhale back to the ground and making your way to a downward facing dog when you're ready. You can always stay in tabletop if you prefer as well. If you're in downward dog, maybe pedaling out the feet or finding stillness. Checking in with how your body is feeling in this stretch. Noticing the legs, the shoulders, the neck. Maybe shaking the head, yes and no. And finding stillness. And on the next inhale, stepping up to your hands for a standing forward bend. Your feet can be below your hips or wider. Maybe taking hold of your opposite elbows with your hands, finding stillness or swaying back and forth. Noticing any release in the low back. Dropping the arms. On the next inhale, rolling all the way up. Maybe a gentle back bend. Exhaling the arms to your sides. We'll set up for a mountain pose, rooting the feet in the ground beneath you. Arms with attention out to your sides. Eyes can be closed or with a gentle, soft gaze. Reconnecting with your breath. Noticing your surroundings. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhaling one arm down and gently bending. Inhale up. And exhale the other arm down, bending over. Inhale up. Exhale to bend. Inhaling arm up and exhale the other down to bend. Inhale the arms up. And exhale arms to cactus. Inhale the arms up. And just moving with your own pace of breath. Inhaling the arms up and exhaling as you move them to cactus. Just gently opening up the chest and shoulders here. And exhale the arms down. Just going to take a willow tree pose here, just to warm up the spine and body, finding whatever movement is comfortable for you right now. Maybe the heels lift off the ground, or maybe they stay planted. Letting the arms feel heavy as they gently pat your back. Maybe the arms come up towards your chest or shoulders. Noticing your breath, gently slowing it back down to stillness, to center. We're going to do a few sun salutations here. So we inhale the arms up overhead, exhale diving down. Inhaling for a flat back. Exhaling down, stepping back to a plank or tabletop. And slowly coming down to your tummy. Zipping the legs together as you inhale to peel up to cobra. Exhale to the ground. Inhale, making your way to downward dog or tabletop. Taking a breath here before you inhale to step up to your hands. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale down. And on your next inhale, rolling up for a standing back bend. Exhale the arms down. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, diving back down. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale down and making your way to a plank. And coming to your tummy on the exhale. And inhaling for a baby cobra. Exhale down. On your next inhale, finding a downward dog. Breathing here. You can step or jump your hands, your feet to meet your hands. Inhale to look up. Exhale down, and your next inhale to roll all the way up, maybe taking a back bend. We'll take one more full sun salutation here. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, diving down. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale down. Stepping back to a plank. Exhaling to the ground. Inhaling up for a cobra. And exhaling back to the ground. And on your next inhale, coming to your downward dog. Taking a breath here. And on your next inhale, making your way to the top of the mat. Inhaling for a half lift. Exhaling down. And on your next inhale, rolling all the way up, maybe taking a back bend. Exhale, arms down. This time we're just going to take a half sun salutation to prepare for a lunge. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling down. Exhaling the left leg back, lowering the knee. You can place a blanket or rolling a mat under your knee if you like. And taking a moment to notice your hips. Maybe pulling one hip back and one forward to square them to the top of the mat. Stacking the knee over top the ankle. Just clasp the hands behind your back to open up the chest a bit. Remembering to breathe. Okay, so bring your hands to your front leg, front knee. Just lifting the back foot slightly. And just taking a hold of it, your foot or your ankle with your one hand. Twisting and either direction, whichever feels most comfortable for you right now. You can always pause and take a strap or a belt to loop around the foot, if that helps. Just going to make our way to tabletop. And inhaling the left foot forwards this time. Finding a low lunge on this side. Taking a moment to square the hips. If you like, you can clasp the hands behind your back to open up the chest. Breathing here, noticing the difference of the two sides. And if you like, you can take the quad stretch on this side, twisting in whichever direction feels most comfortable. Using a strap, or if you like, to take hold of that foot. And we'll inhale, coming back to tabletop, making your way to a downward dog if you like. And inhale the left leg into the air. And bringing it forward for a pigeon. So our shin is parallel to the top of the mat. The foot may come close or far away to the top of the mat, and that's okay. Taking a moment to square your hips to the mat. You can either stay with your up high on your hands or coming lower to either a block or to your forearms. Resting your head maybe on a block or your hands. Breathing and feeling a stretch in this pigeon pose. Just noticing where you're feeling the stretch in your body right now. Inhaling, coming back up, either staying here or you can take a quad stretch here. Maybe twisting towards the front bent leg. Doing whatever you need to do today in all these poses to feel most comfortable. We'll exhale that leg down, making your way back to a downward dog. It's going to set up for a pigeon on the opposite leg. Inhaling the right leg up into the air and exhaling, bringing it forward. Shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Maybe flexing that foot. You can stay up here on your hands if you feel that stretch, or if you like, you can come down to your forearms or further. Just finding your pose today. It will be different each day. Just thanking your body for the signals that it sends you to know where your edge is in each stretch and how far to go. Thanking your body for all that it does for you. We'll inhale back up to your hands, maybe taking a quad stretch here, twisting in whichever direction is most comfortable. Exhale that foot to the floor, bringing both feet back, and gently making your way to lay down on your stomach. We're going to set up for a Sphinx pose here. So have your forearms on the ground, elbows stacked below the shoulders. Inhaling to look up. Feet may be zipped behind you. Breathing and aligning the top of your spine towards the base. Taking a gentle back bend here. Only coming up as far as you're comfortable with. Exhale back to the ground. Taking a moment to rest here. Maybe your arms are folded and your cheek rested. Making yourself comfortable as you can here. If you like, you can either do Sphinx or take a locust by raising the arms behind you and up, and maybe bring the legs off the ground as well. So you only have your chest and torso on the ground, coming back down on your exhale. Inhale, coming back to locust or Sphinx. Opening up the chest, exhaling back to the ground. If you like, you can take locust or Sphinx, or maybe taking bow pose by taking hold of your ankles or feet with your hands and then lifting off the ground. Breathing in the pose. Finding any movement that you need to. And exhaling back down to the ground. Letting the knees, the legs to windshield wiper back and forth to massage and release that back. And now it's going to reverse to roll over onto your back. You can either have your feet planted on the ground, hips on the ground if you like, for a reverse plank pose. Or you can come fully off the ground with just your hands and feet on the ground. Or you can also be on your forearms if you like. Whichever is comfortable for you today. And on your next inhale, rising up to a reverse plank. Strengthening the back side of your body, the arms, opening up the chest. Exhaling back to the ground. We're going to move into a camel pose. So we'll begin by sitting back into hero pose, just sitting on the backs of your feet. Maybe placing your hands behind you on the ground. Having a gentle back bend, or maybe your hands come to your low back. If that feels good, you can stay here. Or lifting your hips off the ground, your body stacked over your knees. Maybe having the hands to your low back again, gently looking up into the sky for a back bend. Only bending until you feel comfortable. Or you can lift stretching one arm up overhead, alternating arms, or maybe both arms overhead. Or you can even reach further back to your ankles or feet, opening up the chest and strengthening the back. Just be mindful of your neck, finding a comfortable placement and gaze. So this camel pose stretches the front of the body and massages the internal organs. It helps to improve the breathing and reduce stress and tension. Inhale, coming back up comfortably, making your way back to sit on the backs of your feet. And you can find your child's pose. So maybe the knees are together or knees are wide, toes together. Stretching the arms forwards, or they can maybe be behind you. Just breathing and counteracting that back bend that we just took in camel. It's going to begin to cool down the body, making your way comfortably to lay down on your back. So you can either have your feet planted on the ground, if you like to take this optional bridge pose, inhaling to lift your hips off the ground, and exhaling to lower them back to the earth. Just moving with your pace of your breath. Just going to stretch your left leg up into the sky. The other knee can be bent or straight on the ground. Stretching those legs. Maybe rotating that ankle in different directions. The camel pose does work the quads and legs as well to support that intense back bend in camel. Just going to cross that left ankle across the right knee. You can stay there, reaching through to hug in legs towards you for a reclined pigeon pose. Noticing your breath and how this stretch feels compared to that earlier pigeon variation we took. Exhale the feet back to the ground. I'm just going to switch sides, so bringing the left leg into the sky. Breathing and noticing how your legs are feeling, maybe rotating that ankle. Gonna come into that reclined pigeon pose again, ankle crossing the knee, staying there or hugging through, hands on your thigh or shin. Only stretching until you feel a sensation of a stretch. Being mindful of your joints. If you like, you can bring both legs up into the air, or if you have a wall handy, you can take legs up the wall or rest the legs on any like chair or couch that you have handy. Maybe this is your final resting pose if you have your legs up against the wall or surface. Maybe taking a windshield wiper with your legs if they're returned to the ground. We're going to be setting up for our final resting pose, but feel free to take any other shapes that feel well needed for you right now. Doing whatever you need to do to feel most comfortable here, taking any variation of a final resting pose for you today. Just going to take a moment to feel gratitude for your practice today. Showing gratitude for all that your body has done for you today. Just reflecting on your practice. And trying to practice as well, not being critical or judgmental of what you are able to do or not able to do. Just noticing what happened for you today and how that feels in both your mind and body. And showing kindness. Maybe imagining any thought that comes to your mind as if a friend were to say that thought. Is it kind? Is it helpful? And if it is not a kind thought, just imagine what you might say to a friend if they had vocalized that thought. And practicing that kindness towards yourself, befriending yourself, your body. Noticing your breath and how it naturally breathes. Thanking the body for its ability to breathe and keep you functioning and working. Thanking your body for all the sensations that it feels to connect you to the ground, to the earth that supports you. Just noticing any other things that you are grateful for that your body does for you. And if you're ready to come out of this final resting pose, just begin to wiggle the toes and fingers, maybe rocking the head slightly, gently back and forth. Maybe bringing the knees up and windshield wiping them. The arms might stretch. Just gently waking up the body if you are ready to do so. Rolling over to one side, using your arm as a pillow. Thanking yourself for practicing some self-care today. And inhaling up to a comfortable sitting position. Thank you for practicing with me today. Practicing gratitude and self-compassion.